Have you ever been in an argument with someone who was clearly wrong, but no matter what you said, they refused to apologize? Not because they didn't understand, not because they were confused. They just couldn't bring themselves to say those two simple words, "I'm sorry." It's frustrating, right? But here's what most people don't realize. Their refusal to apologize has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with what's happening inside their mind. Let's decode the psychology behind people who never apologize. Number 1. Their ego is their shield. For some people, admitting they're wrong feels like admitting they're worthless. Psychologists call this ego protection. Their sense of self is so fragile that any mistake threatens to shatter it completely. So instead of apologizing, they double down. They deflect. They blame. Because in their mind, being wrong equals being weak. And weakness is something they cannot afford to show. These people grew up believing that mistakes make them unlovable or inadequate, so they built a wall around their ego, and an apology, that's like asking them to tear down that wall with their bare hands. Number 2. Shame runs deeper than you think. There's a difference between guilt and shame. Guilt says, "I did something bad." Shame says, "I am bad." People who never apologize often live with deep-rooted shame. When they mess up, they don't just feel bad about the action. They feel bad about themselves as a person. And that feeling is so overwhelming, so unbearable, that they avoid it at all costs. Apologizing would force them to confront that shame. So they avoid it. They minimize the situation. They gaslight you into thinking you're overreacting. Anything to escape the crushing weight of feeling fundamentally flawed. Number 3. It's a power move. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Some people refuse to apologize because they see it as losing control. In their mind, the person who apologizes first is the weaker one, the one who needs the relationship more, so they withhold their apology as a way to maintain dominance. This behavior often stems from insecurity masked as confidence. They believe that staying stubborn keeps them in the power position. But in reality, it just reveals how emotionally immature they are, because real strength isn't about never admitting fault. It's about owning your mistakes and still standing tall. Number 4. They lack self-awareness. Some people genuinely don't realize they're in the wrong. And I don't mean they're stupid. I mean they have a blind spot when it comes to their own behavior. Psychologists call this low emotional intelligence. They struggle to see how their actions affect others. They don't connect the dots between what they did and the pain it caused. Without that awareness, they can't apologize. Because in their mind, they didn't do anything wrong. This doesn't make them bad people. It just means they're operating on autopilot, disconnected from the emotional reality around them. Number 5. Past trauma taught them apologies are dangerous. This one hits different. Some people grew up in environments where apologizing was weaponized against them. Maybe their apology was met with mockery, or used as proof they were always the problem. Over time, they learned that saying sorry meant giving someone ammunition to hurt them, so they stopped apologizing altogether. It became a survival mechanism, and even now, as adults, they carry that defense with them. Apologizing feels like handing over power to someone who might destroy them with it. Number 6. What it really reveals. Here's what people who never apologize don't understand. An apology isn't about admitting you're a terrible person. It's about acknowledging that you're human, that you're capable of growth, that the relationship matters more than your pride. When someone refuses to apologize, they're showing you their emotional maturity level. They're telling you they value being right over being connected. And that says everything you need to know. So the next time someone refuses to apologize to you, remember this: it's not about you. It's about the walls they've built, the shame they're carrying, the fear they're hiding behind. You can't force someone to apologize, but you can decide whether their inability to own their mistakes is something you're willing to tolerate. Because you deserve people in your life who have the courage to say, "I was wrong. I'm sorry." If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. Because here at Manual Minds, we don't just talk about behavior. We help you understand the psychology behind it.